Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details. For those of you that might be new to the channel, or maybe you're new to detailing, have you ever wondered what is it like to actually have a home-based detailing business? Well, today I'm going to share with you guys what it looks like as I go throughout my day as a mom of two detailing from home. Having the YouTube channel definitely adds an interesting element, but for those of you that want an insider's look at what it's really like, I hope you enjoy this closer look. So a day in the life of having a home-based detailing business. I just got my kids on the bus. My son is in 5th grade. My son is in 6th grade. My daughter's in 3rd. And we're about to get started on this car right here. But you can see we had a heavy frost last night. So what we're going to actually do, I have a 2-car garage. And we're going to go ahead, pull out my car, pull the Tesla in, get it unthawed. We're just going to turn the heat on. I have a mini split in the garage and we're just gonna let everything start to warm up. Our high is supposed to be like 43 today. Hopefully we will warm up enough that we're gonna be able to go ahead and do the exterior. This should take me about 4 to 5 hours if the condition is not too bad. Even when we have cold temperatures, might add an hour to the job just because things don't dry out quickly in the wintertime. So we'll go ahead, get this pulled in, maybe do a chore or two around the house, and then we'll get started on the interior. So as I shift over to winter detailing, my process sometimes does change. Obviously you can see we have a heavy amount of frost on this vehicle. I obviously cannot wash a vehicle when it's freezing outside because the water will freeze instantly on the panel, plus I'll have an ice skating rink in my driveway. It's just not safe. I can do a rinseless wash in my garage, but with the amount of road film and salt and dirt that's on the exterior, it's gonna add probably an hour to the detail, let alone the mess that I would battle on my garage floor. I can deal with it, but if I can avoid doing a rinseless wash and do a contact wash with a foaming pre-soak, that would be preferred. So we're gonna play around with our timing. We're gonna probably do the interior first and then see where the temperature lands after we're done with that. Oop, the heat's on. I gotta close it. Eek. Let's turn the heat off actually for just a second. I'm fortunate enough that my husband owns his own HVAC business and was able to install a mini split for me about 2 years ago, and that has made all the difference with me being able to stay open with detailing year-round. I have air conditioning in the summer to be able to comfortably do ceramic coatings, and in the winter I can have heat to be able to unthaw my customers' vehicles and work comfortably in my garage. But while that unthaws, as a business owner, there's never something that you don't have to do in the background, from cleaning pads to doing microfibers and doing laundry. I am fortunate enough that I have a slop sink right off of my garage to be able to do all of those tasks. But while that's done, now I'm gonna go do my mom stuff, maybe schedule a detail or two, do some dishes, make some breakfast, do some devotions, and just help get myself ready for the day. Having ADHD, I oftentimes forget to eat or drink when I get busy, so this is just an important routine that I try to do. So you might be thinking, what's next in her routine? Is she gonna do her hair and makeup? But no. If you followed this channel for a while, you know that you kind of get what you see with me. I actually want people to watch because of what I'm saying and what I'm teaching and what I'm doing, not because of what I look like. You know, I do put makeup on when I go out with my family, but when I'm detailing, realistically, I'm by myself. I don't need to dress up for anyone. I am, honestly, you see me around town, this is what I look like most of the time when I'm by myself doing chores, because I don't really care about makeup. It makes me feel greasy. Honestly, I am a good sweater in the summertime, so detailing with makeup on, it's just gonna look worse than if I were to just do this. And honestly, I don't do my hair because if I have my hair down, one, it makes me super hot. I have very thick hair. It gets in my face, it gets in my mouth, and even if I have a hat on, I find it just makes me super hot. So I'm more comfortable with my hair pulled back, kind of keeps it away. Plus, if you're polishing in long hair, that is a recipe for a potential nightmare if you get your hair caught in the polisher. So just, you know, this is more conducive for the job that I have. Plus, if you are wearing buttons, jeans, zippers, things like that, you can scratch a vehicle's finish. So being a detailer from home, you get to basically dress like a bum, and it's actually job appropriate. Looks like everything has thawed out nicely. It was 54 before we turn the heat on. It's now 63 in here. It's actually very comfortable. I think I'm going to turn the heat down. I'm going to go ahead and put our pads away.
We are doing a full detail on this Tesla, and that should typically take me anywhere from 4 to 5 hours to complete. In the winter, it sometimes can add a little bit of extra time to the total. I always do before and after pictures for liability as well as for marketing purposes, and we're going to do a quick examination of the interior to see what we're in for.
Not bad. You can tell a lot about a vehicle by the cup holders. Like the cup holders, I feel like will mirror what you're gonna have to deal with in the vehicle. When there's a lot of sticky, crusty stuff in them, I'm like, oh, the rest of the vehicle is gonna kind of be sticky and crusty. This one's not that bad. We'll do our mats outside once we go to wash the vehicle. And I realistically could do this in the garage. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. Our door jambs have a good bit of just built up dirt in them that I would probably be a lot faster if we could just blast those with my pressure washer versus doing a rinseless wash, and I'm not gonna get as thorough of a clean with the rinseless wash. We could very easily, and even our tires and wheels, we have matte wheels, and so because they're gonna show clean and not clean just because of how dirty they are, I want to just wet everything down. We've got a lot of browning on our tires that it's just gonna be a lot easier, and I'll get better results if we just kind of suck it up, buttercup, go outside. We'll be able to safely remove all of the road film that's on the paint and just get a faster, deeper cleaning. Not to say we couldn't do a rinseless wash, it would just take more time, and why when it's gonna be hopefully warm enough. So, all right. Oh, I gotta check the trunk.
So in the wintertime, I will typically start on the interior in my garage to let things warm up. Most interiors are going to take you anywhere from an hour to vacuum, sometimes a little bit more if we have pet hair and sand that we're dealing with.
Oh, my husband's calling. The life of a business owner, right? I just had to step away. I had a customer call to purchase a gift certificate, so I had to get that ready for them. And then I had another customer call asking an estimate for a polish job. So whenever you work from home, you might say, oh, 4 hours, I'm gonna get the job done, but there's gonna be constant interruptions. If it's summertime, my kids will be here, they'll be fighting over something, need a snack, I don't know what, but sometimes when you are a small business owner and you work from home, you are not only a parent, a wife, a secretary, an accountant, the actual owner, executing the jobs. Fortunately, I have Detail Bookie that helps with a lot of the scheduling, tracking for payments, things like that. That makes things a little bit easier for me. Sends follow-up texts to customers like the day after and reminders for details. So because I am ADHD, having software like that has made my job so much easier. But even paying taxes quarterly and every year, having to deal with all of the financial aspect of things that can be a little daunting sometimes. Plus add into that having a YouTube channel, affiliate commissions, processing all of that, then discussing things with different companies, doing research on products, then filming the actual videos, editing the videos. It takes tens to hundreds of hours sometimes to do it, and then answering all the questions from people on the website and just tracking everything. It can be a lot. So it's I might detail 2 to 3 cars a week. But I am working a full-time job between everything, and sometimes I feel like I'm just doing this. But hopefully I didn't make you sick doing that. But yeah, it can be a lot, and honestly, the best tool that I have found, especially with my ADHD, is just setting timers. Knowing how long it's going to take a job, setting a timer, and then pushing myself to get it done within that timer straight. I'll pause my timers if I get an interruption, but that just helps keep me focused because there's so many things that need to be done on a daily basis that sometimes it can be overwhelming. And I just remembered I need to go pull chicken out of the freezer. So I'll be right back and then we'll get started.
Tesla interiors are not known for being user-friendly. Their carpets are really poor quality. The vegan leather can be very prone to scratching. So we are just doing a really thorough job of agitating our impossible carpets. We had a lot of sand, especially in this trunk area that was just really, really stubborn. But we're using various detailing brushes, our rigid vacuum, agitating and vacuuming all of our hard surfaces as we go. So that way when we get to the cleaning or chemical step, all I'm basically doing is removing any sort of staining.
All right, so we're making good time. It took about an hour for us to vacuum the interior out, and it didn't look like there was a lot of dirt. It was really fine dirt embedded in the carpet, and Tesla carpet is actually some of the worst to work with. Beautiful cars, but their interior, the quality is just kind of and so we're actually going to maybe get my household vacuum out to try to agitate a little bit better some of the finer dirt that's deeply embedded. You might have noticed that I was just like going over that back over and over and over again. And one of the things with detailers, like it's very physically demanding, and I feel like my right arm is about to fall off. Weird thing about me. So if you're going to be a professional detailer, I'm super tall. I'm almost 6 foot tall, and being crouched over in these cars for hours on end has led to a lot of back problems for me. And I had some dental work done like 2 years ago that has just affected my jaw. So I have actually my spine, because of vacuuming and polishing and washing cars so much with my right arm, my spine is actually starting to be curved towards the right, and I have an awful case of TMJ that I'm in constant back pain. So for me, anytime I can, if you notice that I'm just kind of stretching, trying to get things going, I'm trying to do some therapy with a chiropractor to try to fix the issue. But for those of you that detail professionally, how's your back feeling? Mine's not so great. But we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break for lunch. And then when we're done, we're gonna come back, wash this outside. It's 50 degrees outside, woohoo! We're gonna be able to raise the garage door, be very comfortable. I might actually keep it outside because it's just a gorgeous day right now. We're gonna get that done, and I'm gonna allot about an hour for the exterior wash, an hour for the interior, about 15 minutes per section for us to clean the leather. With a dedicated leather cleaner, we'll use a rinseless wash to wipe all of our plastics down and our glass simultaneously. That's just quick and efficient and very thorough. And then 20 minutes to put our sealant on, 5-10 minutes for our tire dressing, button things up. So about 2.5 hours, we should be done. So let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and eat lunch, and then we'll get started on the rest of this detail. All right, let's get this bad boy pulled out. These things are so freaking quiet. Alrighty, there we go. Boop, beep boop, beep boop boop. So we're gonna go ahead, get set up with all of our equipment. I started off with a Sunjo pressure washer, then went to Ryobi 1900, used that for about 2 years. Really quality, they'll get the job done units. They're not going to really break the bank, but I did find that, they have a 2-year warranty. I was replacing about 1 a year. Kind of got fed up with that, wanted something a little bit better quality, so we ended up upgrading a few months back. Down here you can see we've got the AR Blue Clean, the 675. They have a hot water unit also that you can purchase if you have access to hot water, but the issue for me is that this garage was actually an addition. It's tied into the breaker that's in the sunroom as well as the mudroom. So like all of the electrical units for the garage are like tied into 2 other rooms. The breaker for the house is on the complete other side of the house. There's no way for me, unless I were to literally like from the line, put in a new breaker, which will be thousands of dollars. So everything that I have here, like I just have to be mindful that I don't have a lot of amperage to the garage. So that's why I don't really use a large compressor, because I don't have the electricity to be able to support it. It would trip everything. So I found tools to work around that. I use my mini car dryer on interiors, and I also, didn't get the hot water unit. I have an outdoor spigot right here. I don't have drains in the floor. I know a lot of times we see these YouTube channels and their garage setups are very, very impressive, and they can wash cars inside. The walls of this garage are actually plywood, so plywood and water don't mix well. So I can do rinseless washes in the garage, but I can't wash in the garage. So whenever we have freezing conditions, I have to do rinseless washes, and I have found tools to help speed up that process. That for those that want to know, maybe you're in the kind of the same situation as me, where your spigot is outside, you don't want to necessarily wash in freezing conditions, but you still got to wash a car. I've done tons of videos on rinseless washes in the past, and we're going to be doing even more this winter. So we're going to go ahead, grab all of our pressure washer equipment. Got the sprayer, the foam cannon, got my hose for the water, as well as my pressure washer hose. So for those of you that maybe you're new to the channel, or maybe you just enjoy kind of hanging out with me while I'm working, I'm Gonna start off with our door jambs. This is Dark Fury at about a 5-to-1 dilution ratio.
This is a very powerful degreaser that allows me to quickly touchless clean door jambs. When it's freezing cold outside, you definitely take for granted being able to do this on warmer days. So when the temperature allows, I'm definitely going to pull it outside, hit those heavy soiled areas with the cleaners and the pressure washer. Even if it's too cold, I can pull it back inside and do a rinseless wash, but there are certain days that I'm just gonna soak up temps like this.
You are just big enough that I'm gonna need a step stool, aren't you? We've had a lot of cold conditions the last couple of weeks that I've been kind of stuck inside, and I grew up in Florida, so for me, I love the sun. And winter detailing, not only is it hard, I mean, detailing in general is hard, but winter detailing just kind of takes it to a whole nother level. Not only is it physically grueling, but it's mentally grueling. I don't think a lot of people think about that. When you're battling the cold, you're not out in the sun, it just adds so much extra work to get the same results. And sometimes customers appreciate it and sometimes they don't understand it. But I think that's why I love springtime and summertime detailing. I don't care if I'm hot. I don't care if I'm dealing with sweat. I will take a hot summer day of detailing over a freezing cold day any day. Do you agree? It's a good day. It doesn't matter how much work I have to do. It's just a good day.
Taking full advantage of the warmer temperatures, we're going to do a high pH foaming pre-soak to help loosen and soften all of the road film, dirt, and salt on the paint. Do a good high pressure rinse, and then come in and do our contact wash. If I wanted to do a rinseless wash at this point, I could. We've been able to knock down about 90% of the dirt on the paint, but because it's warmer, we're just going to go ahead, do a quick contact wash, clay towel treatment, and then we're going to be able to apply our protection. When you're dealing with freezing cold temperatures, obviously you have to take all of those things into consideration, especially even the integrity of your driveway, because eventually that water will turn to ice. And if a customer walks on that driveway and slips and falls, that's a liability. So having a home-based detailing business, these are all things that you have to take into consideration, especially in the wintertime. We used our Formula 4 spray wax as a drying aid, and you can see it added a ton of gloss to the paint, but I want something more durable as we are in the winter. But first, before we put our pressure washer away, we're going to deep clean our all-weather mats with McKee's 37 floor mat and cargo liner rejuvenator. Put our hose and everything away. You can see our driveway is a little icy, but we're going to work through it as the sun is starting to set. To give the customer more durable protection to withstand a lot of the elements that our vehicles see in the winter, we're going to put Vonixx Synergy paint down. This is a 9 to 12 month ceramic spray coating. Even though our temperatures are colder, it goes on very easily. You can actually see it kind of sweats a little bit or hazes up, but it's very easy to remove this off of the paint, no streaks whatsoever. And this will give the customer easier maintenance throughout the winter. If they go through a non-touch automatic car wash, it will be able to withstand a lot of the stronger soaps. It's definitely one product that I have come to love the last few months.
Especially as we get into wintertime though, I am wanting to offer my customers more value when they come to someone like me versus just kind of a generic car wash. They're gonna put a product on there that's gonna last maybe at best 1 to 2 weeks. And they're not really putting a lot of effort and thought into what your vehicle is gonna be exposed to and how it's gonna be maintained. Because let's face it, customers are gonna take their vehicle through the automatic car wash, most of them, when their vehicles get covered in snow and salt. You're not gonna be crazy like me washing a car on a 40, 30 degree someday. Maybe they'll wait for a day like this to wash your vehicle, but let's face it, these are rare for wintertime. But I don't know if you can see it, but you can actually see a little bit of kind of sweating. It's colder out, so you can kind of see a little bit of sweating and a little bit of like hazing with this product. Take that second towel and just quick knock it down. But this will give the customer a lot more chemical resistance than what a dealership is going to put on your vehicle. A lot more durability. They claim up to 12 months, and honestly, if in the north we get 6 months out of a product like this, I would be happy. These leather seats are actually not really leather, they're vegan leather. Normally I use a product like this from McKee's 37, It's my go-to, but I actually want to test out a new product. I've got my Auto Fiber Scrub Ninja. We've also got our mother's brush to be able to clean our seams, and we're going to be testing out the new 3D leather cleaner. This is part of their GLW series. I just kind of did a little sniff test, and this has a really nice kind of leather mink oil, lanolin oil scent. I like products that have that scent. It makes the interior of the cabin just smell fabulous. It gives it kind of a new car scent. I want to see, does it foam? Does it clean? Foams nicely. And with this vegan leather, you really don't need, I know that there are some vegan leather cleaners on the market. You really don't need anything super fancy, but you don't also need a leather conditioner. This isn't real leather that you need to be concerned about that. If you are worried, you can put like a interior ceramic or something that might give it some UV protection, maybe some protection from blue jean transfer or sunscreen staining, because they are very prone to sunscreen staining. I don't think I've ever cleaned a Tesla that doesn't have sunscreen transfer on it.
It wasn't the strongest of cleaners, but it cleaned really evenly and really well.
And I'm actually very impressed with this product. It cleaned quickly. We don't have any sort of uneven appearance. It didn't leave any sort of streaking. It smells nice in here. So that's exactly what I'm looking for from a leather cleaner. Be quick, clean, be gentle, don't burn or, have chemical burns. Some products, if you actually leave it on here, you'll see kind of drip marks. I didn't see any of that. So all in all, very impressed so far. I'm excited to continue to test it out. The bottle, actually, I like the bottle in my hand. Some of the bottle sprayers, they get gummed up with the different conditioners or lanolin oils that can be in leather cleaners and make them difficult to use. So for now, everything I'm seeing from this bottle, packaging, its capabilities, its scent, are all what I'm looking for out of a product like that. 10 hours later, my kids are home.
What I thought was going to be a quick 4 to 5 hour detail ended up turning into a lot busier of a day. We had more time required for the interior vacuuming, plus a lot of interruptions with customers. I finished up the interior, but we're going to go into time lapse for the remainder because now that my kids are home, my mom clock is quickly counting down for dinner. So while they play, I'm going to finish up the interior with a rinseless wash, get everything put away. Thankfully, my family is here to help. And when you have a home-based detailing business, oftentimes it is a family affair. I'm thankful my kids are old enough now that they can actually help me and that my husband is willing to help step in and support. But we got it done before the sun sets, which in the winter is a rare feat, but it turned out fantastic. The exterior is protected and glossy. The customer was extremely happy with the end result, and I was extremely happy to be able to have a beautiful day to detail in. I'm very blessed to be able to work from home to help support my family, but even as a mom, to be able to be present with them and even get to work with them. But it's definitely not for the faint of heart.
It's a busier day for me, I'm sorry.
What?
I said, I know, I'm sorry, it's a busier day for me.
No. How many videos did you take?
Good one. It was a day in the life of detailing from home.
Edit this out.
I'm not going to. It's going in there.
I don't really care.
Thank you for your help, though. I really mean that.
Bye.
I'll come in and make dinner in a minute.
But there you have it. A day in the life of a stay-at-home mom having a home-based detailing business. Every day is completely different, but that's one of the things I love most about it.
So it's not quite 5. We're all done. My family helped me finish up and clean up. We're gonna go ahead and get this out of all of the wet so that way a customer can get in easily and not slip. But we're done for the day. Detailing from home definitely has its ups and downs, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed this more personal, in-depth look at what it's like for me as a mom to have a detailing business.
Give us a thumbs up if you guys enjoy content like this, but thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the very next detail.